Yes, my people, welcome back to this very channel. We have come again with an information. Yes, this will encourage you because you may think those that are making contribution for the liberation of Biafra, they are being fooled or they are being duped. No, no. I say also na agba ejide ehi ana mayama. When you see that run, that chess that can make meaningful thing, you will know. What Simon Ekpa is doing is another dimension altogether. This is now government versus government. There's somebody that is advising us. It got to a point that an old man donated 500 naira to this struggle. You can imagine that. Chai, I want you to be the one to hear what has happened in the donations so far so good. How people are putting their best and why you should do better. Now, linking you after that is Fulani headsmen destroying a farm worth of millions of naira in this hot time, in this hunger time. Yes, that's why people are crying that Nigeria must be disintegrated. It's as if they are joking or asking for too much. No, they are trying to survive. That's what is going on. Let's hear out what we need to know.
I would rather donate for my liberation than for a promised illusion. I joined this Zoom invite here and donation was going on. Suddenly, an old man called to donate 500 naira and I was touched. If he had more, he would have given more. Our great-grandparents, our grandparents, and our parents have been donating to pastors for ages now. What have they benefited and what have we inherited? Not a single thing. Our pastors have failed to protect us and to provide for the needy among us. Just like the Nigerian government, they work hand in hand. I have no issues with Nigerians, though they are welcome to contribute. But as a Biafran, it is very important to follow up on the fundraising for the restoration of Biafra. Even if you currently identify as a Nigerian for gain or fame, you can contribute anonymously and keep your proof. It is important because the good governance we seek, the good education, the infrastructure and modern hospitals with facilities, jobs and job security, safety and all the good life we deserve is achievable. Biafra is achievable. I can assure you beyond every reasonable doubt that Simon Ekpa and the Biafra government are capable of redeclaring and defending Biafra this 2024, with or without your support. But it is important for us all to participate. If you die fighting on the wrong side of the battle, you did not die a hero. The struggle between Biafra and Nigeria is no longer what it used to be. We have gone past those days where we mobilize in different groups to participate in unauthorized activities with the aim of achieving Biafra, even though it was all peaceful and voluntary. Today, it is government against government. We now have a government. It is a good thing when you are zealous to participate in one thing or another, either out there in the field, in offices, or online, as long as Biafra is concerned. You feel like you owe your own quota to the liberation of Biafra and you are willing to join anything, anywhere, anyhow. I know exactly how you feel and it is commendable, but if you find yourself on the wrong side of this struggle, you have made yourself an enemy to your own liberation. Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafran people, have made it clear to us on several occasions that there is no recruitment anywhere as far as I know. But the mixed multitude among us allow themselves to be manipulated into joining new and unknown outfits for gain, to sabotage our liberation. The hardship in Nigeria is quite understandable, but if it has pushed you into willing arms for this known terrorist government, I can assure you that this is the right time for you to rethink your involvement. Makanonye buru wanne aburu odugu, mani buru shishi no chuzo inana apamma. Bikonu, if Simon Ekpa have not said, please don't do. Because in the end, after they have used you, the only way their secret can be safe with you is if they buy you. Nnamdi is our brother and our leader, loved, respected, and celebrated by Biafrans all over the world, and sane indigenous people of Nigeria. Because he fed us with the truth that no one would ever dare to. He taught us to ask the people responsible for our pain questions that made them know we are now aware. That is why we all follow him. But they kidnapped and imprisoned him unjustly because they know this too. When you strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. They have called for his release, pleaded and protested, all to no avail. Self-determination is not a crime, but they tagged us criminals. They killed our brothers whose only crime was to protest and demand for justice. Some of you even jackpot to support one Nigeria. I am not faulting you because suddenly Simon Ekpa showed up with a new dimension, speaking the language of liberation that these bullies both in government and in the military understand the most, ensuring the safety of our family back home, demanding the release of Mazi Nnamdi, our leader, in a senior man way, delegitimizing the illegitimate slave masters, as well as preparing a new new country that works for us all, and that is why I support him. But they called him a terrorist. You cannot beat a child and tell him how to cry. If they say Simon Ekpa is a terrorist, then we all are. If they say he's a terrorist, then the Finnish government and all the countries that recognize Biafra government in exile all over the world, where we have our newly installed liaison offices, are criminals as well. If Simon Ekpa is a terrorist, the Universal Peace Federation, who are in consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, will not award him the recognition of the Universal Ambassador for Peace. The world knows who the real terrorists are, so we will not be intimidated. I don't care how you view this. After all, you are entitled to your own opinion. But I am certain that most Nigerians, both Muslims and Christians, are familiar with the story of Jesus in the Bible and in the Quran. Jesus was tortured on his way to Calvary while carrying the heavy cross he was meant to be crucified on. Christians say the cross signifies the sins of the whole world. Now, despite all the multitude of Israelites that believed him to be the Messiah, his followers, disciples, and apostles, no one had the balls enough to step forward and help him, not even from a distance. In fact, his closest allies were nowhere close. Just after Judas, who was one of his top 12, betrayed and sold him, and Peter, who was one of his best men, denied him in public. Suddenly, a nobody from nowhere without a traceable background stepped forward with his full chest without being appointed to help Jesus carry the cross to the end of the journey. We all know his name now. Simon. Now, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to Biafrans what Jesus Christ of Nazareth was to the Jews, why do you hate Simon Ekpa if there is anyone who does? Because from what I see lately, it seems like everybody now loves Simon Ekpa, even Nigerians, talking about those who are not part of Biafra. Why would anyone hate Simon Ekpa when all he is doing is for the freedom of Biafra and the Biafran people? Which will be an eye-opener for other indigenous people of Nigeria, and it is the exact same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison for. God bless Simon Ekpa.
This is somebody's farm. This is cassava and Akidi farm. Look at what Fulani is doing. Carrying their cow to our farm. Let alone they will talk that there is that food is scarce. They are running. I want you people to see this. This is a Zago somewhere in Olo. Fulani men, they brought cow in our town, eating our cassava, eating our everything. They don't want us to eat in this town. They don't want anything like food in Igbo land. That is why they are doing all this thing. This is cassava. This is cassava farm, and this is Akidi. Can you people see that? This Nigeria, this is now in Olo. Iwolo. This is life now. Now before Kalawa, yes man, they are in our farm eating. If you talk, they will come and kill you overnight. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
We have all seen what happened to this farm, and then we have all taken the very good advice from a very smart brother. We have people, we have intelligent people, we have talented people, and we are working with our brains and with our Chukwu Okike Abiama. And that's what made the difference. We are moving.